Shalom. First, I'm going to start by giving all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yehoshai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash, double honors into the elders, apostles, and bishops of GMS, Great Millstone, who rule well, teaching, edifying, Shalom. Unto you, hopeful like Akim, Aquat, and South Soul of Faith. My name is Ishaya. And I'm going to be going into a video, going on a couple precepts, man. Like, you have to stay on top of things, man. You know, I've been in the spirit, to do exhortation videos as of lately, to help the brothers go through things. And, and it even helps me edify myself, right? Because we're going through a persecution that is just terrible, right? We're in a captivity where Jake didn't know who we were before before going into this captivity, right? You got this Isaiah 5:13, therefore my people are gone into captivity because they have no knowledge. And their honorable men are famished, and their multitude dried up with thirst. You get that Jeremiah 17:4, goes into how we had our heritage ripped away from us, right? So being ushered into this captivity that we're currently in, man, that Esau is at the height of his oppressive manner, right? And we have to depend so dearly on Yahweh Shem Yahushai to aid us and give us strength and be able to endure through these things, because he's not, letting up, right? This Revelation 12:12, and it reads, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Right, and that's what Esau Edom is doing right now. He knows he has a short time, so he's trying to up the persecution and up the hell. That bros are receiving, man. Satan's really working right now. I'm trying to. Right. So Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in their power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses, and they take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which you shall not remove from your necks, neither shall ye go haughty, for this time is evil. Right? This time very much so is evil. Skipping down. Verse 10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It will destroy you with a sword destruction. Right? So, with that being said, we have to understand the condition of the battle in which we are facing right now. Right? Romans 18 and I'm going to get 8. It says, for whether we live unto the Lord. Whether we die unto the Lord. Whether therefore we live or die, we are the Lord's. So with that being said, we have to have that sort of mentality, the mindset to Yahweh Shem Yahushai and all things that we do. Because the scriptures tell you, a man that mind the things of the flesh, don't mind the things of the spirit. And a man that minds the things of the spirit doesn't mind the things of the flesh, roughly paraphrasing that. But, just going into the fact of the matter of, you got to be in the right spirit. You can't be in the spirit of banqueting with this world, bro. You're going to die with this world if you're in that spirit, man. Bro's going to have their balance here and there, but at the end of the day, we're going to face hell on a heightened level, on an irreversible level, right? We're going to be dealing with things that we don't even know what to do about, right? So we got Ecclesiastes 7. A good name is better than precious ointment in the day of death than the day of one's birth, right? And a good name is better than precious ointment, right? So that reputation with Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? Being that servant, if you go into the parable of the talents, you had one servant that was profitable among much, and he took his talent and doubled it. One of them 1.5 times. But then you had one of them who didn't have a good name, and he kept his talent within a napkin, right? And kept it to himself. And it's a little bit of a different topic, but it just goes into a good reputation, what I'm trying to say. And right now, we need to have a good reputation with Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We need to turn unto the Lord for everything that we do, because he's our shield and our buckler, man. The Lord is everything for us. The Lord does everything for us, man. You could be facing eye to eye with a fucking demon, right? You could be facing eye to eye, with something that's going to bring you down. And Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to be the only thing that's going to keep you through that. Because you as a man, you see these things, you're going to be terrified by it, man. But Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to take your leg and put it in front of the next, and take your arm and push the door open, right? And you're going to be able to walk through these barriers and get over these hurdles that before you wouldn't have been able to, because you would have just been astounded. Imagine you walk up to a mountain and a man tells you to jump over that mountain. How the fuck are you about to jump over a mountain? But with Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you better believe and have that faith that you are going to be able to surpass that and get over that mountain. Right? You're going to be able to do it smoothly, man. The Lord be helping bros out. He be delivering some bros with type swag, man. Look at the three holy brothers, man. Dancing around in the fire. They didn't bow the knee, man. They danced around in the fire. The Lord likes to make a mock of these false idols in Esau, Edom, and the fucking, Satan's tries, man. And he going to deliver you in a spirit of courage, man. You going to go through things, and you're going to be able to be stone-faced, and you're going to be able to be completely confident in Yahweh Shem Yahushua and his ability to carry you through those certain things, man. All right, but what do we have to have, man? We have to be in good standing with Yahweh Shem Yahushua. How can you expect your boss to give you a promotion if you fucking up in work? You being a jackass all day and you expect to get in a promotion, man. How do you expect Yahweh Shem Yahushua, all right, to level you up in the spirit if you being a jackass in the spirit, And it's not so much what you do, in front of eyes of men. It's not so much what you do, what I'm trying to say is it's not so much what you could do in front of the eyes of men. You might have bros being like, oh, man, this bro on point doing this and that and that and this. But what the fuck are you doing behind closed doors? What are you thinking behind closed doors? Are you doing the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua when the lights are off, the doors are closed, and it's you and your mind? Are you fighting them fucking demons, or are you letting them win you every once in a while, man? Right? And being in this truth, you have to have that mindset of a warrior, right? That 1 Corinthians 9 and 24th verse, all that run in the race, run all, knowing that, one achieved the victory, roughly paraphrasing. Having that mentality to actually really be out here to fucking, win these spiritual battles, man, and win them, gracefully. Everything that you do, man, give your alms to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. Everything that you do, right? Sirach 14 and 11. My son, according to thy ability to do good to thyself, give the Lord his due offering. So give the Lord his due offering for everything. Everything. Your ability to do good, that doesn't even just have to be about carnal things. It doesn't have to be about carnality. Your ability to do good, man. Say you open up the book and read, man. Say you do a video. Say you do anything. Say you're fucking breathing. Call Allah Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the Wadi Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Always have that imprinted on the back of your mind. Because you see a lot of these jakes, man, wearing these t-shirt fringes and committing iniquity, man, in t-shirt fringes. Right? They gonna tuck the t-shirt fringes and then go rob a motherfucker or something, man. But we don't have that, mentality, man. Those men are the Lord. Those men that are upon that sincere doctrine of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, that are seeking to do the things, the right way, right? Those men who have those fringes imprinted in their spirit, in their mind, right? You're not tempted by, smacking down a double bacon BLT bacon with a bacon on the side, man. Fuck that bullshit. You're not tempted, with adultery and foolish things. The scriptures talk about, a man that committed adultery, lacking knowledge or wisdom, right? You're not tempted by Satan's device, because you're aware of Satan's devices. You understand that this motherfucker is trying to try you, bro. And at the end of the day, you have the spirit of perseverance, and you're willing to take that spiritual sword, that spiritual shield that's given to us from Yahweh Shem Yahushua, according to Ephesians, the 6th chapter, right? And putting on that whole armor and slay that fucking demon, man. This life we live doesn't get easier, brothers. If yesterday was hard, you can expect next week to be a little bit harder. And that's that process of growth. And that's why the scriptures tell you to look unto the author and finisher of our faith, Yahushua Mashiach. While he was here, he knew his fate at the end of the day. He knew he was put back on the earth. He knew that he had to succumb to death, and especially in the manner of which he had to do it, which is that sacrifice and call Allah Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the water Yahweh Shem Yahushua for that sacrifice. Otherwise, we'd be absolutely doomed. All right, because Israel, man, fucked up state of mind. And then the bros are giving unto that adoption, bro. Giving grace, from the Heavenly Father, Bahashem Yahushua. Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So, at the end of the day, man, we have to take this opportunity, and count it as much. Right? Because a lot of fucking people right now in the spirit of counting it as none. And fucking banqueting and having fun and ravening and shit. Bro, if you getting tested right now, take that test and count it as joy when you fall into these temptations, bro. Let's get that real quick, and I'm going to close out with that Ecclesiastes 7. James 1, and we'll go just straight to 2. It says, my brethren, count it as joy when you fall into diverse temptations, knowing this is a trying of your faith, worketh patience. But let patience have her perfect work, that you may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. So call Allah Yahweh Shem Yahushua whenever you are brought to a lower state. As the scriptures say. The Apostle Paul said he know how to be abased and he know how to be bound. Going into, you know how to have something and you know how to have nothing. You know how to go through hell, and you also know how to, come out on the other side. And that's what makes a good judge. A man that knows both sides. And, the elect are going to be those judges in the kingdom. Those men that are going to be, know you not that you're going to judge angels, right? So, at the end of the day, man, we on a mission. And we have to learn everything that we possibly can right now, because all these things that we're learning right now are going to be exercised in our future to come. Call Allah Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Verse 2, it is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that the end of all men and the living will it lay to his heart. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance the heart is made better. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. Right? It's better to hear the rebuke of a wise for a man to hear the songs of fools. Right? So, being the fact that you need to have your spirit and your mind aligned to the, to things that are going to set your heart aright. To Yahweh Shem Yahushua, to righteous things, to righteous thoughts, and, dwell within the spirit. I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to lastly give honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, Shalom, and good luck to Yahweh Hakim and Akwath.